All right, we're going through some troubleshooting tips which are posted on the bulletin board up here. And these are just things that might happen while you're out. You can always call Doug at 414-331-8652. But if you want to look real quick and troubleshoot yourself, we've of course got the training video that you're watching on different things with the RV. As far as the TV reception, make sure that your TV power is on, and then when you rotate this, it'll find the highest power that you have in that area. So for here we've got 3 out of 4 bars, pretty good reception. Your TV will then find an auto search for the TV. You'll find that through the menu button. When you're done with the TV, turn that off. For a dead battery, if you leave your truck lights on, you've got a battery that runs the truck, you've got 2 batteries that run the camper. If the truck battery is dead, you've got a battery boost button here. You hold this button down, turn your key, and that will be like jump starting off your camper batteries. The other thing you can do here is you can turn the radio on down here without having your engine running. This will run off the camper batteries. So it's just a way to use your camper batteries for different things, to listen to the radio or what you want to do there. You can even play a DVD up here. Not while you're driving. Camper electric. So a couple things with the electric. The first thing you want to do, if there's no lights in the camper, this button might be in the off position. You see the little green button come on. When I turn it off, you're killing your camper batteries. No lights will work. If you turn it on, the green button will come on, and now you've got use of the camper. If the power along this kitchen wall isn't working, there is a GFI out here on the inverter. That's a GFI, if you can see it right up here. You can test that GFI button, and you might have had too much plugged into that. If you're running the microwave, the toaster, and too many things at one time, it'll flip that possibly. The other way you can look at your electrical, there is a GFI down here that you can test, and there's an electrical panel here that you might have flipped a breaker or a fuse. And we do have fuses in the glove box, although we've never had to use those in the toolbox. But the breaker, if the breaker's flipped because you use too much power. The other things with the electrical, make sure that your electrical cord is plugged back into the camper before you stow that. And the last thing you could check with electrical is to check the campground electrical box to make sure their breaker isn't flipped. If the slide out doesn't work, make sure that your engine is on and the parking brake is pulled. Otherwise it won't go in and it won't go out. The inverter, which is up here, powers the TVs, and we went through that with your instructions, but that'll power your back TV here, which has a power switch, an additional power switch next to the light switch to turn the TV on. It'll power the TV up here when you're traveling, and it'll power this outlet here if you want to power your phones up when you're traveling. If you're having water issues, so if the pump will run continually if you're hooked up to the campground spigot. So if you're getting pressure from the campground and your water pump is on, it's confusing it, and it'll keep running both. So just turn your water pump off when you're hooked up to the campground water. The water heater for electric will only work if you're plugged in or the generators work on. If the generator's not on, you're not plugged in, you can only heat the hot water with the propane. The diesel exhaust fluid, the DEF indicator on your engine, we talked about that when we did the walk around. There is that will run for about 5,000 miles. If it's out, it'll give you a warning. It'll give you 10 stops or 500 miles before you have to fill that out. Otherwise it'll shut off the engine and you can't run it. So the next time you're at a gas station, don't panic, but next fill up, make sure that you go get some diesel exhaust fluid, which you can either buy in a container, or if you're at a truck stop, they'll have the diesel exhaust fluid on a gas pump. Emergency service. So you've got flares in the back compartment on the passenger side where the washer fluid is. There's flares back there. There's emergency equipment in there. Call roadside assistance. If you're using your own insurance and they have roadside assistance, call them. If you're on MBA's insurance and you bought the roadside assistance, they will find somebody to take care of the RV or the camper for anything you need that way. You do have to pay for the service that they provide, but not getting them out there to you. And those are your troubleshooting tips.